How is the letter writing exercise for you yesterday? Remember to go kind and gentle with yourself in this process. Also, at any point of time, should you desire that you feel you could use extra help and support, go pop into the classroom to ask your question or to share your experience. You are not alone. You are supported by all of us and the angels. So allow yourself to take up the space to share what you want to share, to ask what you want to ask, and to just have fun together in this healing journey. All right? So we have done the groundwork in terms of divine masculine healing. By now, you have an understanding on like the basic of father's wound. Now we are gonna look at the different kinds or symptoms of how father wounds show up, starting with not good enoughness today. Just a quick recap, like a father's wound basically means feeling the absence of love from your father. So in that absence of love, what happened is that you might start to question yourself, like, what's wrong with me? There must be something wrong with me, right? Otherwise, my father would have loved me. Or am I missing something? What am I missing? What's going on here? And so on and so forth. And if you keep thinking this thought, soon enough you start to believe that you are not good enough. And that become like your new belief system, if that is what you have been training yourself to be thinking since young. And when you start to think that you're not good enough, it started to have a ripple effects on your life, right? Like if you think you're not good enough, you will start to overthink, overcomplicate, you start to doubt yourself and question yourself, and eventually you stop taking action and you stop chasing after that dreams, or you push away the amazing lover, or you abandon that amazing opportunity that was given to you, and so on and so forth. But this doesn't have to be the case for you, which is why we are here today to help you a little bit more to understand on the not good enoughness that you are carrying inside of you and how it shows up and how you can create a brand new story. Are you ready? So I'm going to start with a short story about a client of mine called Kayla on how she demonstrated this father's wound of not good enoughness. So Kayla is a teacher at heart. She knows by heart that her mission here is to spread love. And she would love to do this by sharing her message and speaking her voice through YouTube channel. Except that her inner chatter says otherwise. Her inner chatter goes like, who do you think you are? Like, who will listen to you? You're not Louis Hay or anybody famous. No one has heard about you. They will not trust you or listen to you, let alone learn anything from you. And you are just not good enough to do this, not qualified enough, not experienced enough, and so on. So that was what her inner child was telling her. And she actually let that fear run the show for a long time, way, way too long. Not that she wanted to, but she wasn't aware of it. It is only until she become aware of these thoughts that she can finally do something about it. So after she became aware of these thoughts, she decided to do the healing work, just like the way you do in these 21 days. And once she invested to do the healing work, things started to change fast for her. She just wake up feeling inspired. She no longer feel it is a drag, and she just like really excited, motivated, truly from the heart space to share her gift now. Like, bam, she's just ready. Now that she know that this story of not good enough is not true, she claimed back her power and she went and go and fulfill her dreams. So long story short, she now has a YouTube channel where she gets to inspire people, share her voice, and spread her message of love. How amazing is that? And this is possible only because she does the work, just like you do. So the same way I had shown Kayla, I'm going to show you today as well as to how you can overcome your not good enoughness. For you, this might show up a little bit differently in your life. It might sound something like, I am not good enough for that 6-figure job. I'm not qualified enough. I'm not good enough to launch that business. I'm not experienced in business. I'm not good enough to write a cookbook. I'm not a master chef. And so on. Sounds familiar? Now that you know that there is this inner chatter that is nagging at you all the time and keep telling you you're not good enough, your job becomes that to start to become aware of that. So the first step is to have the awareness. Once you're aware of these thoughts, then you can do something about it. So continue to practice the awareness and mindfulness. Second is acknowledgement. Once you have acknowledged your inner thoughts, they just quieten down. Because just like you want to be seen and heard, your inner chatter wants to be seen and heard too. So rather than pushing it away, just acknowledge it. Like, oh, I hear you, thank you, but not right now, but thank you. So third, it is affirmation. So I call this the 3 A's. So you start to become aware and then you acknowledge that it exists and then you affirm the new story. Not affirming the old story, but a new story. So that you can create a new story. So today exercise will focus on the third point of affirmation. So once you are aware and acknowledge the not good enoughness, now you're going to affirm the other side of the story that says you're more than good enough. So for today's exercise, it's going to be a fun one. What you're going to do is this. You're going to reach out to 5 friends or family members or maybe colleagues to ask them this question. What do you think I'm good at? Or what do you think my strengths are? What do you think my talents are? So play around with the words to make it sound like yours, but the idea is to get them to share with you your talent, your gift, your strength, and what you're good at. And if you feel it awkward to ask this question because it's random and abrupt, what you can consider is to kind of frame it so that they understand where you're coming from and it's not awkward for you. You can consider telling them like, hey, I need a favor. I'm now in the middle of a project or a middle of a course or middle of a program, and one of the exercise or one of the project or the task that I was given is to collect answers on this. So if you could do me a favor by sharing these answers, it will really help me. And the purpose of this is just for me to understand myself better. So I will appreciate your help. So thank you. Something like that. Again, the gist is just to frame it so that they know what this is about, and also just be really upfront and honest about it. You don't have to lie. Like you don't have to give every single detail of what you're going through, but just be honest that it is part of your self-healing or self-work. Or if you feel comfortable enough to just ask them without telling them all this, cool. Either way, you know your friends better than I do. So reach out to 5 friends or family or colleagues, just 5 people, and ask them, what do you think my strengths are, my gifts are, my talents are? What am I good at? If you're up for a challenge, you can even go to 10 people or 20. But minimally, I would suggest 5. So that's step 1. And step 2 is once you have gathered the answers, you will have them in a list. So you should have at least 5 things on your list of what you're good at, depending on how many people you ask. So you're going to change what is in the list into affirmations. For example, if what is on your list is making people laugh, like So your friends say that you are good at making people laugh. So you're going to write an affirmation based on point number one. So you're going to say, I'm amazing at making people laugh. Point number two maybe is cooking. Then you're going to write another affirmation, say, I'm an excellent cook. Get it? So for every point that is on the list, you're going to transform it into positive affirmation by writing a sentence. I'll just throw in a few affirmations so you have an idea or inspiration on how to structure it. Like you can say something like, I am awesome at singing. I'm talented in drawing. I'm super amazing and good at baking a cookie. Apparently, I'm a genius when it comes to writing. The idea is as long as it is positive and uplifting. Got it? So that's step two. Step three is to actually do the affirmations. Say it out loud a few times a day, or sing it if you want, make a song out of it, or just paste it all over the house. Like even like look in the mirror and tell yourself that, or have it everywhere so you constantly get reminded of it. The purpose here is using the affirmations to constantly affirm you again and again that you are good enough. So you retrain and rewire your mind and brain that you are good enough and start to focus on that rather than the old story of I'm not good enough. Make sense? So I'm going to recap. So the first thing is go out and reach out to 5 friends or more to ask what you are good at. Second, once you have the list of the 5 things or more, you're going to transform them into written affirmations. I'm amazing at this and that. Third, affirm it, like actually do the affirmation. The third one is the key. So do this. And if you want to learn more in depth and details about affirmations, I actually have a course called Affirmation for a Better You. It is a 10 days course where you get to learn everything you ever need to know about affirmations and how you can apply it in every different area of your life, from money, love, divine connection, time, and many, many more. So you can also check that out to help you support your affirmation journey even more if you desire. But for today, go and start with these simple affirmations. You should have at least 5 affirmations at the end of the exercise or more, depending on how many people you reach out to. Now let's continue to have even more fun, all right? Once you have these affirmations, go pop at the classroom to share your magic with the world. Show it, let people know what you're good at, and let the universe know, and let yourself know. And by sharing your affirmation, you inspire others to do theirs too, and you also inspire them to actually get inspired on what kind of sentence or structure or affirmation that might work for them that they like. Maybe they like the way you write it and then they can use that as a reference. Make sense? So pop in the classroom, share your affirmations, and have fun. I will connect with you again. And for now, so much love and thanks. This wraps out our lesson for today, and we will talk a little bit more about perfectionism on the next lesson. See ya!